So there you go. Can't make a wife with a white man. No. I got the battery. We're just gonna let the battery die and call it a freaking day. So we're gonna watch Bridgerton. We're gonna do a sleepover. We're gonna play Animal Crossing for a little bit. We're gonna have like Animal Crossing montage. Maybe do a tour of our island. Maybe.
I have to set up my island first. So look how cute it is. It's
wait. Hello, hi. My name's Tiana.
I'm Jalen.
You can scoot a little closer.
Okay.
she's forced against her will just to be here, so that's why she's shy. So today we made spicy ramen. It's the Samyang carbo spice noodle, and then she has the regular black noodle, the black package. We're talking about Bridgerton today.
This show.
What were your initial thoughts before you even watched it?
Okay, so before I watched it, what T told me was she said it was gonna be awful. And she was like, I heard that it was awful. It's gonna be so bad. And I was like, well, now I'm scared because like I kind of trust her judgment. But now as we watch the show, I really
hated Tiana.
Lost all judgment from T for a TV show or a movie. So from now on, I'm not listening to her.
I give good recommendations though, don't lie to me.
You do give good recommendations, but it's not ideal. That's a bad word. It's not, I'm not gonna.
Can we trust her judgment though? Because she doesn't like Pride and Prejudice.
Okay, so the only reason why I don't really like Pride and Prejudice, excuse me, is that my mom, she loves it. We watched it so many times. She read the book. My mom's not a reader. I am. I'm a huge reader. Now, English 18th, 16th to 18th century romance is not my thing.
Oh, but Bridgerton was your thing.
I like Bridgerton because it was funny and it had a nice plot, and the characters weren't all that bad. Now there were some characters that I was like, I would punch you in the face.
Mr. Burbrick?
Like, I think that spitting is the most disrespectful thing that you could do, and I would spit in his face. I'm not even joking right now.
No cap! I first watched episode 1 and 2 without Jay, and I freaking hated it because they were trying to make the character lovable by having daddy issues and, you know, familial problems. I'm just like, I'm sick of the generational curses with black characters and just seeing it.
And I agree with what T said, is that like the whole...
And it also was like white man's ideology pushing black men.
So, with Your Grace.
Wait, which Grace?
Simon. Your Grace Simon. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Child, don't give him respect.
Okay.
What respect does a man deserve?
Okay, please. Simon's dad, yeah, they did kind of push the whole, I guess you could say, white man's ideology, where they were trying to say that he needs to be perfect at all things.
There was just one scene with Lady Danbury and Simon where she's like, hey, Queen Charlotte is the reason why we're able to do the things we're able to do and experience the love we're able to love, so why can't you just, you know, get off your high horse and love somebody and get married? And I was like, we're making inclusivity and diversity into a love thing? That's why I was like, hold up, rewind this back for me. Did you get that too or no?
I didn't catch that.
Oh, you didn't catch that?
No.
So it was like this whole drama conversation where I think he was leaving. I think it was that part. Let's go to his love interest, I guess, Daphne. So apparently she's a blonde. I found a picture of her and she's a blonde, which explains a lot. I mean, the color did suit her so well. I will say that. And she gave me Wendy vibes because it's like a auburn type of hair, and then she's always wearing blue because it, you know, complements her blue eyes so much. And I was like, is this Wendy? The entire time I was watching it.
Okay, so let me get into her because I have a lot of stuff to say about her.
Oh God.
And then we're also, since we're talking about her, we're also going to go back to Simon. So get ready because I've been
love
for
Simon.
This. Simon, I don't have... He's not like, you know, oh my gosh, love him so much, I agree with everything he did. That's not how I feel. I like Simon. I see where he's coming from. He didn't want a child. I'm not saying that he made a promise to his dad, but he did tell his dad. You have to understand where he's coming from, and that's where I think...
I'm sorry, I get it, child of trauma, takes some time to heal. And like sometimes, I mean, okay, I like that it, you know, he was able to find love. I do like that part.
Right.
I don't want it to come off as love conquers all, you know?
Yeah, and so that's where I had a problem with Daphne, because as soon as she noticed that he loved her back, she took advantage of that. Just what she did. She took advantage of that. And
I mean, hey, let's ride bareback.
Daphne took complete advantage of that, and that's why after a while I slowly started to dislike her. When they had the whole garden moment where she punched Burbrook in the face, and but you have to remember, he came up with the idea that they should do that, so you knew he had just a little bit of feelings.
Well, and he admits that when they go to petition the queen about like, hey, like, I met her, we didn't like each other, but there was, you know, an attraction on my part.
Okay, yeah, and I like that he admitted that. Right. I like that he was completely honest, because Daphne was about to butter that queen up, and Queen Charlotte was about to be like,
what we're arguing about is his star sign. I think he's a Capricorn.
He's a Scorpio.
Capricorn.
No, you said he was a Cancer last night. Hold on.
No, I didn't say he was a Cancer. I said Nigel's a Cancer.
Nigel, as in Burbrook? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go
Not Nigel. Who was Lord Featherington? The one that was gambling the money, who was crying, who was being manipulative?
Yeah, it says...
Oh, speaking of Featherington, he knocked that out.
Not T and I fighting over if this character in Bridgerton is a Scorpio or Cancer.
Yeah, that was Lord Featherington. Because he was crying on his wife's shoulder.
That's correct. Okay, so Lord Featherington is definitely a Scorpio. Want to know why my father is a Scorpio?
Not me laughing.
The universe is like, shut up.
Shut up. He's a male Scorpio.
Right, and he's a male November Scorpio.
Oh! I dated one of those before. Those are not fun.
Yeah, no. Don't like them.
Childish, can't open up.
They don't open up until, like, you don't care anymore.
Literally!
Don't eat all of those, because I want some.
It was a petty ass piece of shit promise.
Okay, we'll call it a promise then. And I believe that, I feel like
he was speaking of the present but not planning for the future.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you know, love is unexpected, love is not kind, love is not patient, it's just unexpected like a wildfire.
Right.
And that's what happened between, you know, our
Simon and Daphne, our two main characters. Who?
In the garden.
Oh.
Cressida could kick rocks for all I care. Cressida, why were you in the terrace?
I don't believe she was on the
She was in the garden. She
was actually in the garden.
Also, her hair looks like a piece of shit. Like, it looks like the poop emoji.
Hated it. Didn't like it. 0 out of 10. -2 out of 10. I'm not even gonna get into it. She was not on the terrace. She was in the garden. Because, did you see how high the garden was? Like the little walls that they had?
Yeah, it's a maze.
So she was in the garden.
I feel like I saw movement. Like, aside from Anthony being in there, I feel like I saw, I could say, not like, I didn't see her, but there was movement in the shot where I feel like there was someone that could have been Cressida in the background.
I feel like they added that at the last moment just to, like, get scandal.
You need to have the conflict that pushed these two characters to finally, like, get married. And with this show, it's the, it's 1804. You can't really have true love.
I thought it was 1813.
Was it 1813?
They gave so many different
dates. It was hard to catch up.
God.
And it's hard to even know when, like, there's no historical events happening to contextualize what's going on.
And then in the end, when they're having that whole moment where they're finally discussing that they love each other,
that's when
he wants to, yeah, that's when he wants to admit that he's loved her this whole time. After all this time, you might as well have just
sorrows away.
Right, you might as well just have, like, not been together.
And are we honestly forgetting that condoms are a thing at this time period?
That what?
Condoms were a thing. It's like deer skin, like, intestine things that they would use. Yeah. So I'm just like, just put a rubber on.
Oh, they were? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. The reason why I begun, you were finally, yeah. So the reason why I finally was like, okay, Daphne, I don't like you anymore. This isn't gonna work out. I thought we could be friends. She did take advantage of him. Like, blatantly. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing. By her deciding to take advantage of him, that's why I felt like, I think he would have stopped wanting to do with her.
Yeah, and he sure did.
And I'm glad he did, because
they were doing
the fact that they were doing, oh my god, they did it so much.
On the ladder and on the step.
I was that my girl.
They were going in, and I was like, oh, queen, you know, do your thing.
Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. Here's where she and I differ on the subject of, like, taking advantage of him. Where she did do that. Yes. She was misled on... What? She was misled on his ability to have children. He was saying, I cannot have children, and not of I will not have children because childhood trauma.
It was falling out of my mouth.
She thought that he was inadequate in that sense and that he lacked in that area. But no, he can have children. He just doesn't want to have children. I feel like it's the verbiage that I look for that makes me like, eh.
What I look for is, what I heard was, no.
It's what we know, though. Well, it's what she doesn't know is the problem.
Right. What I had an issue with is her mom not telling her what sex is.
Which goes to show how shitty men are with not, you know, educating women, or just society in general, too.
Yeah, it shows that, you know, that we don't really teach exactly what it is. Because she, instead of going to her mom, she went to a whole maid.
Yeah, her servant.
Servant. The lady in waiting decided to tell her and was like, "Bis, you didn't know?" Like,
and she was like, no embarrassment, no judgment, just let a bis know.
Yeah, and I respect it because I'm glad that she finally found somebody that, you know, she was comfortable to talk to about it. But honestly, I felt like before she even got married,
our relationship, not servant and like lady, but
yeah,
we can talk to each other about certain
right.
things.
We can literally talk to each other about like
self-care, baby.
I'm glad that she found somebody that she could trust, but I feel like once she knew that she was engaged, that's when she should have went out of her way to be like, I don't want to have this conversation, but I'm gonna lay it on you.
And it goes to show you, a relationship is two people. Like, Simon and her should have sat down. He should have sat her down and said, hey, what do you know about SCX? When she didn't know even how to touch herself.
Yeah, once they had that conversation, then I felt like
it should have been a ring of her, like, oh, she doesn't even know what that is.
Right.
She can play piano, she can speak all these languages, she can be a lady, but can she be for that conversation?
Or have that conversation, but I still feel like it falls back on the mom.
It sure does.
You know your child.
As a parent, you should tell your kid.
Right, you know that. And so for her to not do that, that's what triggered me. Is when once she found out, once it clicked, she was like, okay, this is what we do. And then she took advantage of him.
What the fork?
Let's go to fucking Penelope, Eloise, Marina, and then Siena, and then Anthony. We have a lot of people to get through.
Okay, I know.
Okay, so let's get through Lady Whistledown herself. I was feeling for Penelope for a minute, but
we called it at episode 3 or episode 4. We called it. We said it's her.
It's always the silent character. It's always the character misunderstood. It's always the character that's not. It's the unconventional character.
Do you think that they should have revealed her at the end?
The show could have ended just like that, but we're getting a season 2. I don't know why, but we're getting a season 2. I feel like it could have been like that. Do I think they should have revealed her? No, because if they knew that we were getting a season 2, maybe don't reveal who Lady was.
Right, until like maybe like the 4th episode of the 2nd season.
But Julie Andrews did a phenomenal job voiceovering Lady Whistledown.
Hilarious.
The intonations, the hilarity.
Penelope, we were rooting for you. We were rooting for you.
But then you backstabbed your homegirl, and my thing is, even if it's your homegirl, it's the principle of the homegirl thing, and also it's the mixed character. You know, it was my BIPOC character that you took advantage of, and you know, ruined her for the rest of the world. And Marina was, I don't like Marina, to be honest.
At first I was like, okay, I'm gonna give her a benefit of the doubt.
And I think it goes to show the society that she was in and how it washed off on her and how she was adapting.
Yep.
And I was like, ugh, it's that white man mentality I don't like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, at first I was like, okay, Marina, you're gonna dare to be different. Nope. Good job. She eventually became who she resented.
Right. At the end of it, she finds out that Lady Featherington was forging her notes from her baby daddy. We found out that George has died, and George is the baby daddy. And George had a brother, and he comes to, not collect her, but he comes to say like, hey, I would like to marry and take care of you. And I'm like, Marina, if you don't jump on that, you are 7 months pregnant.
I'm glad that she eventually went after him. I'm glad that she did that because she knew nobody else was gonna love her.
Showed it.
Mad that George, you know, I can respect George's
brother. I respect him too.
No, who am I talking about?
Philip.
No, the guy that she was gonna date that Penn liked. One of the Bridgertons. Colin Bridgerton. I respect him, and I respect the way that he was
gonna marry her
about
anyway.
the situation. Right. And he was like, had you told me, I would have married you with no hesitation. And I respect that.
Right.
I really do, because that's not easy. But I'm glad that he was so open-minded to the thought of taking care of a kid that wasn't his and then having his own eventually.
Right.
Because he did really like her. But I
It
feel
was
like
love at first sight. I don't care what you guys tell me. It was love at first
yeah,
sight.
it was definitely for both of them.
And he's so young.
Exactly.
He
and
was
I feel
just
like
going to his travel year. Sorry.
no, that and he was gonna be that young taking care of somebody else's kid.
That's like me taking hell no, bro.
That's like you taking care of me.
Pin was being manipulative too. She was like, Colin, like, you know, she has a baby. Yo, but Pin,
It's your travel year.
right. And then guess
Go
what?
on
He
tour.
left. And then he left.
And then he left because she thought she was gonna get him.
In ruining Marina, she ruined her entire family.
Sure did.
Colin is Eloise's sister. Like, why would you ruin the friendship with Eloise?
No, she been ruined that when she told her that
Pretty Bridgerton.
it's not that you're ugly.
It's the personality for me.
Right, it's not that you're ugly. She's gorgeous. She's very pretty. And I guess they were also trying to make it seem like she was ugly because she was plus size.
Which pisses me off. 'Cause I'm just like,
Which makes me so
she
mad.
had clear skin, pretty hair,
She was literally
and
perfect.
charming. Touch upon Featherington. Featherington was gambling his money away. So he sold his daughter's dowries. He
Which
was
so fucking stupid.
he was manipulating Will, the boxer. No, but Featherington did get fucked over though. He put his deed on the.
That was a really stupid move.
It was a stupid
But he needed to win back the trust.
Sure did, but my thing is, who's the new owner?
That's what they're probably gonna talk about in season 2.
Siena. Didn't deserve all that. She was Anthony's mistress.
Me.
Siena is a terrible opera singer. Later on in that exact episode, she's performing, and I'm like, oh, so y'all finally put a freaking track over her voice, don't you? You didn't notice that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I noticed every little thing.
I didn't really listen to her because I wasn't interested.
I feel like, what book was
It's
it?
not like I don't care for her. It's just
She was irrelevant because Anthony was making her irrelevant. And it wasn't until the end of the season where he's like, or where she's like, I know my worth now. And
Right.
I have a lord
Bitch,
who's gonna
you
take
should've-
care of me.
should have known your fucking worth.
Delacroix. Genevieve Delacroix. She was the seamstress
Mhm.
that Eloise thought was Lady Whistledown.
Mhm.
I'm like, I was confused. I was like, how did we get to this point?
Right, I was like,
It was
out of
a-
all people,
It was a big red herring that I was like, where the heck are we trying to go?
I feel like she just pulled that out her ass.
Sure did. I'm like, and for a minute,
I low-key believed her. For a second, I did.
no, I didn't believe her because I believed that I was Penelope. Because I googled the answer.
Bitch.
I think they were trying to add her in to make the plot where like
Same with what's her name, Lady Danbury. Most of the characters were very manipulative, but
Yeah.
for that time period, that is
Daphne, Pin, Marina, Simon was a little bit, yeah, he was. Siena, I won't say Siena wasn't smart. Siena stood her ground.
yeah. But she was taken advantage of as well.
Fuck
Burbrook.
I have some like subcategories we can talk about. So I had costume design.
I like the costume.
It was very good.
Some of the costumes are really nice.
I didn't. So Lady Featherington, it fit her personality, but her daughters did not fit. They were.
I guess they were trying to go off that whole Cinderella and the stepsisters trope.
Yeah.
I caught on to that.
So then I said set design. Like, how was the set? I enjoyed the boxing scenes.
They executed the boxing scenes very well.
They sure did. Which goes to show it was probably a man editing it.
Right. Because they really did execute that really nicely.
They did.
So I enjoyed that.
For music, for me, it didn't help set the tone of the scenes and of the time period.
I feel it's not going. The thing is that it's historical fiction. Not everything is completely accurate.
But for tone setting, though, what do you think of script?
I felt like they were trying a bit too hard to.
But mind you, it was based off a book, so I don't even know how much of it was the book and how much of it was
Right.
addition.
And I understand that, but what I didn't like was how they tried to make it more English. You get what I'm saying? You caught all the underlying stuff while I was just sitting there like,
Oh, so I had to explain to her.
a couple times she had to explain what they were saying because I was just like, what's going on?
Delivery of the line, so acting, delivery.
A couple.
Simon's facial expression was the same every scene. Am I wrong?
No.
Exactly. I really enjoyed Eloise and her scenes.
I loved Eloise's scenes. Really were entertaining.
And Danbury, like, even though she didn't have anything to add to the plot,
Yeah.
she was entertaining.
She was very entertaining. I'm glad that they added Eloise though,
Right.
because that little trope where they wanted her to find out who it was.
And I feel like Cullen and Will, I think that's his other brother's name, is the youngest Anthony.
I can't remember. They all look the same.
They do all the same, which is good for like casting.
It's good for the cast.
We're in debate. Who does Anthony look the most like? I feel like Anthony looks like a young Hugh Jackman. She feels like he looks like a young
Orlando Bloom.
I don't agree.
I can't remember which side it was, but from his side profile, he does give off an Orlando Bloom. Just a little bit of Hugh Jackman, just a little bit. But what?
I'm ignoring you.
No. Orlando Bloom.
Hugh Jackman. Okay, so romance. Did we feel it? Did we experience it?
Towards the end, yeah, because there were so much.
That's lust, though. Is that romance?
No.
That's why people don't.
I just had to add that. They were just going at it so
I'm not
much.
mad at them.
I feel like the scenes with Siena and Anthony were so unnecessary. Where they were. Because why do I care? Right, and now we're worried about his sisters getting married when, dude, you can't even keep it in your pants. Because how many times have you probably almost gotten that girl pregnant?
But the way they ended season 1 with Anthony being like, I hate love, being like Simon, you know, like not wanting to have. I'm like, okay, so in season 2 we're gonna have your romance, and then he's gonna come to Simon and Daphne to figure out what love is. Well, I'm already picking season 2.
I don't think he's gonna go to Daphne and them.
I think so.
He'll go to Simon, not Daphne, though.
Simon and Daphne as a couple, because they're a couple.
But he's not gonna go to Daphne, though, because Daphne barely knows anything. He's like, if you don't even know what smashing is, how you gonna tell me about love? You told y'all want friends. Yeah, you asking.
Bruh, he said we're not friends. Yo, and I use the word friend very seriously, so I'm just like, oh, my heart broke for her.
Well, damn. I think we hit everything.
I think, any other things you want to bring up?
F Daphne, F Bridgerton. Ooh, I mean, Brooke. Simon, you could have been a little bit of a better character.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Lady Featherington, but also like, nah.
At the same time, I don't, because she treated Marina like trash.
So did.
Because she was too busy trying to get her little ugly stepdaughters.
They were her daughters.
I was gonna say that they were her actual daughters, that, you know, Cinderella trope, she was being selfish. And the scandal that she got, did she really deserve, especially from her daughter that she didn't know was coming from her own daughter? No, not really, but it's karma.
It was literally backstabbing your own family.
Right. And when she finds out, right, and when she finds out,
oh,
when Marina finds out, we'll talk about that also. Oh my god.
Okay, so of course we're gonna talk about every little thing in the show. I hope you enjoyed my guest on my channel for the first time. Okay, so if you want Jay back on the channel, comment down below what you liked or didn't like, or what we, you know, didn't talk about in this video. We talked about a lot about Daphne and Simon because she likes Simon. I
feel like they could have did him better. He has potential.
Happy New Year, because it might come up on tomorrow, to be honest.
It's December 31st.
I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.